So I was working at my computer one day, and my daughter Camille came over and had taken apart the remote control. It was literally in pieces in her hands, and she said, "So how does this work inside?" We eventually kind of got the concept and put it back together again, and then she went and took something else apart and tried to figure that out. So eventually I got the clue that she was interested in this, and I said, "Do you want to try to build something?" So we decided we'd try to build a robot. We thought it was going to take, 6 months or a year to figure it out, but we just started searching on the internet for clues and details and getting little parts and electronics and so on, and we eventually built our first robot in a couple weeks. When my younger daughter, Genevieve, saw what we could do, she got very interested and wanted to start doing it with us. And so we just started building more and more robots.
Amazing robot. It has all of these cool features and it's up in space, and it's just this amazing thing. So we're like, why don't we try to build a model of that? We built a model and it was great. We put it on the website, and then people started asking about it, and eventually the New York Science Museum said, "Hey, could you build one for us or give us the plans?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
In New York, they have a big hands-on science museum, and it's one of the premier museums in the country. They have this great Mars exhibit. It's a permanent Marscape, and they have a little robot that travels around inside of it, but the robot's sort of antiquated and needed upgrading and was falling apart, and they didn't know how to fix it or how to replace it. And they started Googling around, and they found our website, and they went, "Wow, we want that one." And we built them a new robot. Camille has done most of the machining, Genevieve has done most of the soldering, so they've really done most of the work on the thing. The robot resides inside a Marscape with Mars rocks all around. And the kids that come up to the exhibit, they sit down at a control station, which is a computer software system that we program. They use the control station to look through a camera, just like they would on the real Mars rover, and then they give it a command sequence. So they say, "I want to go over and look at that rock over there." And so they say, "I want to go forward, forward, then left, left, then turn right, and then go forward." The rover autonomously moves towards the rock. The mission here is that the rover is looking for evidence of past life on Mars. And one of the clues for finding that evidence is to find water, because where there's water, there's life. One of the clues to finding water is that certain rocks emit what's called infrared energy, which is an invisible type of energy that you can't see with your naked eye, but if you have a special camera, you can see it. Well, rocks that are formed in water emit infrared energy. So what you do is you drive around, you look at the various rocks, and then when you think you found one that is emitting infrared energy, you turn on the infrared camera, and then it does its happy dance to say, "Yes, you were successful." We literally knew nothing when we started, and it was by learning together that we figured out how to do this. And I was learning just as rapidly as they were learning. We didn't know anything about how to connect wires together or how to do these calculations.
We learned in math class this year how to do like algebra and rate and times, and then about like a month later, my dad's like, "Hey, do you know how to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
On the mathematics and science side, we got some neat synchronicity where we ran into situations where it's like, okay, we need to get the robot to move a certain distance. How much time do we need the motors to run in order to get that distance for that cycle? And she had just learned how to do algebra in her math class in order to do that. So we literally said, "Okay, go to it, Camille. There's your problem, a real-life application of what you learned just a few weeks ago." With what the girls learned at Carolina Day, they had the tools to figure out how to do those things.